Okay, good morning everybody. Thank you for coming. This morning we're very honored to have with us the director of Kung Fu Jungle, Mr. Teddy Chen. And I thought I would first start off by saying that this year in the Far East Film Festival we have a program on Hong Kong martial arts cinema, which was put together by the Hong Kong International Film Festival Society. And it's being put together with support from the Hong Kong Economic and Trade Office in Brussels to celebrate their 50th anniversary. And we're really happy that Teddy is also with us with his film Kung Fu Jungle, which is one of the latest films in Hong Kong, action films from Hong Kong. First of all, Teddy, I should just say a few words about Teddy. There's a biography of him in the festival catalogue. That Teddy started working in the Hong Kong film industry around 1980. I think he started off working with Jackie Chan. In the 1990s, he was one of the more prominent Hong Kong action directors with Purple Storm and Downtown Torpedoes, and later made The Accidental Spy with Jackie Chan as well. You were telling me that was partly shot in Turkey, I believe, as well. So he's also a filmmaker who's worked outside Hong Kong. And more recently he made Bodyguards and Assassins and Kung Fu Jungle, which, as I said, we'll be showing tonight. So Teddy, I thought I would just start off with a simple question, like how did you come with the idea for Kung Fu Jungle? And also, if I can ask you, Kung Fu Jungle is also very insistent on the fact that it's actually shot in Hong Kong. For those of you who will watch the film tonight, Teddy uses a number of intertitles which actually say where the action is taking place. And I was wondering if you could maybe say something about why you're so insistent that to say that this is a film that's made in Hong Kong. Thank you.
The fire alarm, let's go.
Yes. It's for you.
I have a lot of chance to work in China, because now most of the big budget film, the money is come from China. So they all want us to go back to shoot in China. But since I have investment from Hong Kong, then I think I should bring back some project to let the young ones to have chance to work with such a 1 billion something Hong Kong money budget, that I could bring people to have jobs in Hong Kong. So I start thinking with the ideas that can this action Kung Fu style movie can be happening in Hong Kong. That's where I start. So I think there's a lot of memory about the 80s and 90s about the Hong Kong Kung Fu film. So I specifically pick up the point where the location is, and hope to bring back some memories for the audience and for the 90s and for some people, old men like me.
Not that old. I should also say we also have Tim Youngs here, who is our consultant for Hong Kong cinema, and Tim is going to also.
You made the film in part as a tribute to Hong Kong cinema. If people haven't seen the film yet, the film features a lot of cameo appearances. Many Hong Kong filmmakers from the past few decades appear on the screen. And also at the end, there are tributes to all these people. Can you talk about why you felt we need a tribute to come out to these filmmakers?
I don't use the word we. I use the word I. Okay, sorry. Because since I was a kid, no matter which position is, like actor, script community, assistant director, production manager, supervisor, producer, I do a lot of action film. I think I'm one of the most, according to this 50 years, since the 40 years. I work a lot of stunt coordinator and a choreographer, a lot of us. And one thing I I bear in my heart, and it's a tragedy to me in my career, is in the 1990 something, the movie Downtown Torpedo, one of my team is the pop master got killed in the explosion scene. I was there, and he was there, and the explosion, everybody was scared. Everybody runs away, and when I want to go over to him, and there's some stunt guys stop me. He said, no, Teddy, don't go near. It's terrible. Then I was driving by myself home. It's big rain, and the police come. People don't want us to say, the company don't want us to say something wrong about what's happening. So they push me to go first. Then I drive my car and I tell myself, I like steak, I like beef. This is a Chinese way of making a wish. I said, if he were alive, I quit steak for the rest of my life. But when I say that at the moment, the rain is so bad, and suddenly I cannot see the road, so I park aside. It's like a script, right? It's like a scene. I park aside, and then I got a call from my production manager, and he's crying. He said, sorry, director, he's gone. At that time, I want to quit. I want no more. I'm just making a film. Bullshit, what man's life? But after that, Charlie Young, my actress, gave me a book. And I read the book, I feel calm. And then she told me that, Teddy, we must finish the film. It's a tribute to him. He risked his life to helping you. This is an accident. Nobody wants that. So start from that time, I said, I have to make good action films, and one day I will tribute to all these people. So I wait, because most of them are just action films. But this one is very representative, Kung Fu. It's very Hong Kong. So I think the time comes. So I use this film to tribute to not only everybody knows Jackie Chan, Donnie Yen, Hong Kong Po, Liu Mo Ping, but behind the camera, who is the editor? Who is the music maker? If James Bond's film without that music, then I think it's nothing. It's not that exciting. So thank God to give me a chance to tribute to all these people behind the scenes from this movie.
And also, on the tribute side, there are many different styles of Kung Fu, different styles of martial arts in the film. So the different fight scenes seem to be set with different approaches. One will use legs, another will use swords. Can you talk about that approach as well? Why you wanted to bring so many styles together too?
If I want to make a Kung Fu film, and I'm seeing about the best of the best, it's not only using punch, must be some punching.
Yeah, it's like in the Olympic game, the kind of athlete that can play 10 sports, all kind of, it's all around fighter.
So that's why kick, punch, grab, whip weapons, and suppose there's the other one is called Loi Gong inside.
Internal energy. Internal,
the chi.
Using your internal energy and force.
But Donnie Yen said, Teddy, too much fighting, enough. Let me handle the last fight with the whatever we say the bad guy.
Well, you mentioned Donnie Yen, of course. Would you like to talk about how you worked with him, but also how you worked with the choreographers? You had several people working as choreographers on this movie.
Like Dong Wai, what's the English name? Steve Dong. I've been working with, actually my team, only the photographer, is always the same team since the Downtown Torpedo. many of the foreign press, when we talk, he said, "Hey Teddy, your film is quite look like Hollywood action films." I said, "There's no difference. The difference is they are speaking English and we are speaking Chinese, the language." Why we say that? Because all the Hollywood action films, they are very insist in good production, best scene, setting,
backdrop.
whatever, they did the best. So I'm trying to do the best to make the film looks quality, good quality. So that's why, did I answer the question? No.
Yeah. The other point on that is, how do you work with the choreographers? At what stage do they come in and start designing the sets, or designing the martial arts scenes?
Actually, when I was young, I learned a little kung fu, different.
Yeah, I learned all kind of different things just to make myself very multi styles.
More choice. Just like they give me a name that I'm the last assistant director in Hong Kong. My age of doing assistant directors is quite compound.
Steady Kwan.
They all become director, I'm still assistant director. Because I learn from every different directors to learn more. That's like Kung Fu. I learned this, I learned that, I learned that. Then I was fond of, I'm telling myself, I'm going to make a Kung Fu film one day. But every time I plan to make action films, I use 5 words. Why? Where? When? What? How? So I design these 5 words. Have an exactly location, time, and how he get rid of him or her in the script. So they like it. The choreographer, they like it. Usually say, okay, this is your turn. And kill him within, I give you 3 minutes on the duration, and bye-bye. And the simple said, what? In here? Then, since he was the best, one of the best choreographers in Hong Kong, he's just standing there and nothing, empty. But he said, okay, let's say we start from here, and then they fight out of the window. Out the window is raining, and a little foggy, and it's a staircase, and it is on the 36th floor. They have to fight all the way down. And this old building, the stairs are shaking, and it's coming out. Stephen told me, said, Teddy, I mean, it's so hard to do that. But I look at his face, he's very excited. And the next day he comes back, okay, only raining, no foggy, okay? It's too hot. Then he will bring out more beautiful action to combine with my ideas. I don't know if many people saw my film. Did? Okay, like the ending scene. I talked to this Donnie's action director. I said, Donnie, he said, Teddy, why you create this scene on the highway? I said, it's just like you and Wombo Crown fight in the big sea. All those cars and trucks are killing whales and sharks. If you don't pay attention, they will bite you. Oh, I understand. That's very nice. And then, what else do you want? Again, I want to be foggy. Because if you can see the car coming, then you will know they are coming. Since you pay attention to kill the guys fighting with you. But it's foggy. When the car comes, it's here. It's so near. Because only the light shows up. And he go back with ugly face. The next morning he comes back. Teddy, cannot. Now your idea of making this ending, I'm gonna need 5 weeks. Plus the 40, we need 2 months. Do you have the money and time? I said, okay, I put it on my next film.
So in fact, you didn't have thought, but you had cars and trucks on the highway.
I have sharks and killing whales, but not in the stormy weather.
Right. Can you tell us then how long it takes to shoot? I should explain that Kung Fu Jungle climaxes with this amazing sustained action scene between the good guy and the bad guy fighting on a highway, and they are threatened by passing trucks and cars. It's a pretty elaborate, it's a great idea. Quite a simple idea actually, 2 guys fighting and the traffic going past. But it's wonderfully executed.
The whole movie shoots in 103 days. The ending scenes, I used 33 days for ending scene. Because it's very dangerous. We have to rehearsal and rehearsal. When they are constant, because Donnie wants long shot when they fight. They don't want to be cut away. So when they are rehearsing, they concentrate on each other, the movement, with the camera movement. The car comes, sometimes they are not on the position. They forgot. So many times, almost hit. Thank God that already finished this film. Many times, almost, especially the guy called the bad guy, one more crown, almost get hit by a car. At least 3 to 4 times. But all the car drivers, we pick the best Bruce Law's team. But I tell them, no, please change the driver every 3 days. But if you are shooting night scenes every time, they are very tired. So please change the driver, not more than 3 days. Every 3 days, another team comes, driver.
Maybe we can have some questions from the floor on Kung Fu Jungle. We'll also be talking about martial arts film in general later, but perhaps we have some questions on Teddy's film. Let's just move straight to talking about martial arts film in general. You have entered the film industry around 1980. At that time, it was really a huge period for Kung Fu cinema, for martial arts cinema in Hong Kong. How have you seen Hong Kong cinema's martial arts films change from then to the period now?
Actually, we did talk about this before. The Kung Fu film is going like this. The audience is getting away. You know. I do some research with a very good friend. He's a lawyer. He wrote a book about the people learning Kung Fu nowadays in Hong Kong, and why people are not learning Kung Fu nowadays in Hong Kong. In the 50s, there's a lot of martial art master, Kung Fu master, come from China, because at the time is the revolution, the cultural revolution. They don't even have food and jobs. They all come to Hong Kong. Because Hong Kong at the time in the British colony, there's so many Chinese they can get a job because they know Kung Fu. They can be a Kung Fu master, they can be a policeman, they can be teaching Kung Fu, and bodyguards of the rich guy, of the English or Chinese rich guy, and bodyguard.
Bodyguard.
No. 個標局啊，你運啲金啊。
Oh, right. It's like the security guard for shipping money, between banks and jewelry. Yeah.
So they get a lot of chance to have a job. So at that time when they all come, they come from different Kung Fu martial arts school. Then they will say, when they're free time, they say, who is the best? Who is the best? My martial arts, my Kung Fu style is the best. So they want to fight each other. Then they said, let's make a ring. No ring, let's fight and tell everybody to come to see. But the British colony, the government, doesn't allow this. So they are thinking how can I prove that my Kung Fu is better than yours? Then there's something happens in Macau. There's a big disaster, a big rain, and people lost their home.
Yeah.
The house was
Flooded.
flooded.
Yeah.
So they use this excuse for a charity. Then they start a fight. Then, oh, my Kung Fu is better than yours. At that time, it's like Wong Kar-wai's film, the one who stands with the one who fall, lie down, lose. So there's no time limit, no protection. So wow, it was so exciting when you see people's the eyes come like this, and then broke his
All wounded, the ribs and all broken.
They were so excited. Then this become more and more and more and more people comes out there. I fight your
I fight your school, I fight your style, challenge each other.
And these things until 1970s, then somebody was get killed on rain. So at that time, the government said, no, you have to stop. But they fight, and we have to carry on. We need to prove who is the best. Then, okay, the government said, okay, put on protections. Then you can only fight each round within 3 minutes. So before the audience is, at that time only a football game on the 70s, on the 50s, football game, basketball game. This very exciting sports to them. But under the protection, there's no more excited. Nobody get hurt. And then, oh, 2 of them are standing there after 3 rounds. Oh, you win. You punch me more.
Like a boxing match.
And then after that, to the 80s, the Thai boxing comes. The K1 comes from the 90s. They were so excited. When you see the Thai boxing, they can kick your head off, broken your leg.
Right.
And the K1, they fight in the, not called cave, right? Something like the K1. Like a cage. And if people so get wounded, blood comes out, and the audience said, this is exciting. So when my movie released, I go to the school, the college, to talk to the kids, the 90s, 300 kids, students. I said, who is learning Kung Fu? Only one. Thai boxing is Kung Fu? I said, no. Thai boxing is come from Thai. Kung Fu is from China. And I said, who is playing the video game about action Kung Fu? 150 people raised their hand. So they are not learning Kung Fu. So that's also the same reason they are not formed to Kung Fu film. But action, more blue screen, green screen, like Fast and Fury, they have action, custom, a lot of effects, they like that.
And for clarity, you're talking about Hong Kong, or does this extend into China as well? In the past, some filmmakers have said that martial arts talent for Hong Kong film could be found in mainland China. But do you think the same problem exists in the mainland as well?
I think in the future, you know what? The Kung Fu is not only teach you how to kill somebody or knock somebody down. No.
Not being harmful.
Harmful. There's a lot of philosophy in every single Kung Fu school. Who becomes a master? Behind there's a philosophy of how to be a good person, how to calm yourself into one spiritual, and then you'll become the Kung Fu master. Not only you learn how to fight by using my kind of Kung Fu. So you have to find some great people like this and telling about his or her story. Not only beautiful fighting scene, that's not enough. Like Ip Man, I think the people likes him. Not only Wing Chun is very powerful. This guy is very humble, and he had to have dinner with his family, then I fight you, but please come to my house and have dinner first, and then I fight you. So this is the story about a man, not the story about Wing Chun.
You know, sorry, can I just ask one question first? You know, a lot of martial arts is based on the master and the disciple, with the person following somebody. But does that exist today? Is that tradition, are we losing that tradition?
I think we are losing. I think we're losing. They want to find ways to prove themselves rather than not all. Some of them think I'll become a better master than my master. He had to find his way out.
Right.
尊師重道.
Yeah. Sorry, we had a question here.
I have two questions. First, the question I asked you yesterday, but maybe you can share with the audience, is about the main villain in the movie, Wang Baozhang, is not known as a kung fu actor, he's known as a comedy actor first, very popular in China. So how did you meet him, and how did you know that he would be so amazing as a villain in a kung fu movie?
When we have Donnie Yen, we have to think who is against him, who is the bad guy. It's very hard to pick, you know. I want to, in all my films, in this film, not on my film, in this film, every characters, they all know how to fight. The kickboxer is a very good from Shunan, and Fan Shu Huang, the spokesman, and the one who had the grab, is also is a champion in China. So I have to find somebody who can act as a psycho and also can be a very good kung fu. It's very hard. Good actor, good kung fu guy. So I met Wang Baozhang in 10 years ago. He come with Feng Xiaogang. There's a very good film.
World Without Thieves.
Yes, well, yeah. At that time, he's not very popular, famous, and he just sit next to me at the after party. And because it's not my film, so I just sit and eat and drink, and I keep watching. Wang Baozhang is keep looking at me like, I said, hi. Feng Xiaogang told me you make a lot of action film. I said, yes, I can fight. I learned from Shaolin. And then, I said, yes. Oh. Then, I know you won't believe. I show you. And he comes up. Wow, and demonstrate. And then he jump up and fun toy.
Yeah. Do the the one slide,
And come down.
Come down.
Split.
Split. Yeah, split.
I think, did he hurt his... Is it crash? Is it crash? And then, he jumps up. I said, wow, you're very good in martial arts. He said, yes, but I have no chance to make an action film. At that time in my mind was that I will introduce you to Jackie Chan because you all make comedy action films. So after 10 years, I'm worried about Donnie is going to make a Crouching Tiger. He have to leave soon. So where is the second actor? Then I meet him on set. He's also helping Donnie's another film. So I said, hey, Wang, are you still practicing? He said, yes. The last year I do this because everybody look for me is comedy, no action film. I'm going to quit. I said, are you busy next month? Yes, free comedy script in my hotel. I said, okay, one is not a comedy, but it's a lot of kung fu action. Can you see the script within 3 days? I said, yes. And the next day, lunchtime, he called me. I'm in. I have to change, have some change. No more comedy, I'm tired.
My second question is about the music. So you work with music composer Peter Chen
Yes.
for this movie. And so I want to know how do you work with him? And also about the choices of the last song that we can hear in the movie. I heard this in the scene or film.
The most I want is some things come from Wong Oka. So we create this. I like the music of this film. So that's why Peter Chen knows me very well. We have been working for since Sabrina, almost 20 years.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Do we have maybe one last question? Yes, this lady here.
I was just thinking whether the Kung Fu films in Hong Kong, is there been ever a proposal or an idea to declare it as an intangible cultural asset of Hong Kong? Kung Fu as a...
You mean like a pineapple bun?
Yeah.
Pineapple bun has been declared an
Yeah.
intangible
Why not?
即係
cultural
馮
asset.
美淑代表咗台灣，而家呢啲功夫片係咪有意識係變咗香港嘅特產嘅？係咪政府亦都係咪用呢一樣嘢嚟宣傳香港嘅其中一個？
I think actually is from China.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, but start from the 50s, the Schwarzburger, it brings out mixed mixed kung fu.
Yeah, expand it and make it really a the.
But it's so much identified with Hong Kong now. Kung Fu films.
Yes.
I think it's a question to which none of us actually has an answer, but it's a good point. But that's fine. Well, let's thank Teddy Chen, and I hope...
You have a question?
Oh, you have a question, sorry.
Okay.
Do we have time?
Thank you.
Okay, sorry.
Hi, I'm actually from Hong Kong,
Oh,
and I have a quick question because police film is also a very popular genre in Hong Kong films, right? And then in this movie, it actually kind of mix police film with kung fu films. So as Donnie Yen and other characters, they are kung fu master, they are invincible. So why do you think it's important to have the elements of police inside the film to kind of restrain what they're doing in the, like kind of restrain their martial arts ability?
because I want to make this kung fu film in a modern world, but it's very tough to find a way to make it. So, but 4 years ago, I was already have an idea to make a serial killer movie. So I think this could be a good match together. With the storyline is more
Contemporary. Oh, so it's like a detective story, a thriller?
I'm doing a test
Yeah.
to myself to put two elements together. Is it will become more exciting rather than fighting each other with the beautiful kung fu design.
Which have been done by many people, right?
Yes. What's the second question?
Okay. Is there another question? No?
No.
Okay, well, thank you very much, and I hope that all of you will go and see Kung Fu Jungle tonight. And thank you once again, Mr. Teddy Chen. Thank you.
Thank you all.